What is up, guys? My name is Willie, and today we are installing a VTC 1100's seat onto it. We're doing a bobber seat from Amazon, and if you would like to buy the same seat and put it on your Shadow, I'm going to leave a link down in the thing. It'll take you directly to it, and which one I bought. You can see there's several different options. Now, this video is going to show some modifications that you're going to have to do to the seat, but let's be real, almost anybody with a little bit of power tool experience can definitely do this. So let's get to it, and I'll get you out to the bike and to the seat. What's up, guys? Again, my name is Willie, as I just said in the beginning. This is the Shadow seat, and this is the Chateau that it will be installed on. So this is a 1994 VTC 1100, and this is an Amazon seat that I bought, and I believe it was about $45, but we're gonna have to do some modifications, and it was kind of a pain in the butt to assemble to this part, but all in all, it took me like maybe 15 minutes to get it this far. So I'm gonna show you the rest, and we're gonna talk about how we get on this thing on that thing. All right. So, all right, guys. So as you can see with this seat, it's a pretty basic seat. You have the two rear springs, and it's got one bolt spot that you do need to make sure that you line up correctly when you do it, so that you can put your tank bolt back into the back of the bike here and set the seat on it. Now, like I said, there are some modifications that we're going to have to do to keep this seat on the bike, and so let's get started with that, and we'll talk about them. Threads, that's all we needed. All right, so first thing, guys, you're going to need two things: a Sharpie and a tape measure, because there are going to be a few things we're going to have to cut on this thing. First being, if you are installing a regular tank back onto this, these tabs, I'll show you right here again, we'll reach down. These tabs right here on the tank are gonna have to go regardless. Like, they will not work on this bike because it won't let the tank sit. Now, there's also a bolt that comes with this seat that you're supposed to, say, put through that. And I think the thing lists that the seat is for like Harleys and Sportsters and things like that. Well, it'll work for a Honda Shadow, trust me. And that's what I'm here to show you. So first thing you're gonna mark is you're gonna wanna mark these two pieces off. I've already marked mine, so I'm not gonna do it again. The next thing you're gonna wanna do is get your tape measure out, and you're gonna wanna find on both sides, you're gonna wanna move your seat around until you hit somewhere where it's even. Then you're gonna take your tape measure, and you're gonna wanna measure and make sure you're even on both sides. Now, I believe mine is even right at a quarter, I believe, on both sides, if I'm not mistaken. Let me double check. Actually, it's a little less than a quarter, but that's not too bad. I mean, it's just shy by just a tiny amount. But the tabs, cutting those will also help to adjust it into the right spot. Next thing you're gonna wanna do is, what I did is I came from the back of the plate and I measured about 2.5 inches up and about 7/8 inside, and made a mark right here in the seat pan. Now, what that's gonna cause is we're gonna have to actually take this seat back off. Now that we've made those marks, let me get the bolt real quick. Well, I put this on here with my fingers, and yet it magically turns tighter every time. All right, look, there we go. I got it. So now we can pull our seat off, pull it off, and now we can cut our tabs, and there's a mark in here where we can drill our holes. Now these holes, what they're gonna do is they are going to bolt into the frame somewhere about right here on both sides to hold this seat pan down against this air box where your seat's supposed to be. And once you do that, it's pretty easy. So let's get out the power tools and disassemble this seat and grind and cut and things. Let's get to it. We'll get back into the basement. Whew, got a little indigestion. We'll get back in. All right, guys, we are back again, like I said, and we have our tank bolt and our seat that is already slightly put together. Sad part is, like I said a little bit ago, we gotta take it back apart because what we have to do is actually cut a few pieces off this plate and drill those holes so that it mounts back onto the motorcycle. So first thing we're gonna do is undo these two bolts. They're gonna be a 1/2 inch. I highly suggest if you have a ratcheting wrench and can get it in there, do that. If not, as you're taking this apart, it is easier, I personally believe, to get the bottoms on than it is the tops. So what I would do is actually take off the bottom ones before I take off the ones on top of the springs. So the ones that are attached to the plates, pop those off. There's one. Let's get that nut. Let's go to the next one. Now, as you see, I also didn't have these super tight in the first place, and that is because I knew I was gonna have to take it apart again. So always know, if you're gonna have to take something apart, keep the bolts loose. Makes it easy. All right, now we have just our plate, and like I was saying earlier, you may be able to see it. There's a purple mark here, a purple mark here, and a purple mark here and here. So we are actually going to go get the drill so we can drill our 2 holes in here. And then we're also going to get the grinder so we can hit it on these and take these side tabs off and put the seat back on. Take anything very much. We're just punching a hole straight in here, and then we're gonna put it back on the tank, kind of drill a little hole there. And then when we get to the bike, we'll just bolt the bolts down in and we'll mount this to it. So first things first, safety always. So I got myself a pair of goggles, and we are going to punch these 2 holes. Now I already have them marked, and I am going to bring it over here and give y'all a better angle. And it's that way so I get some light. So I already have these marked, and this is a workbench, so it doesn't really matter if I hit it too much, but we don't want to hit it that much. You want to try to stay on target. Wear safety protection so nothing flies in your eyes while you're grinding things. Just saying. It's a good idea. Alright, so first thing, we're going to give ourselves a good spot where we can hit on the edge. Now this is a fat disc, so hopefully the idea is it will take a little bit longer to cut through, but we're gonna get a better result, hopefully. So let's start with this back tab. Ooh, we got low battery. That's okay. We're gonna keep grinding away. I'm eating sparks. I'm not trying to eat sparks. There we go. All right, guys. Important thing to take note here. Sometimes this takes its time, cutting this stuff, grinding it away, cutting these pieces out. So take your time with it. Don't just, because if you do, you might mess up. So we're trying not to mess up. Let's see if we can get this going. Now we got that piece. We just got one more tab to cut. So let's get to it. Now, she's not beautiful, as you can see, and we are going to fix that here in about 2 seconds. With a little bit of grinding, we're going to fix this. And then we should be ready to bolt this thing back on to the motorcycle itself. So let's finish this grinding up and we'll get to it. And I think we're in there. I think we got even loop. Things measuring up. Think it looks even. Yeah. Alright guys, so we now have the thing bolted down, the plate for the seat bolted down. I don't know why I said the thing. And we removed the tank bolt. We now have the Amazon seat back, and all we're gonna do is slip it in place, and it'll sit there. We're gonna take a washer and put it on the back side of each one of these springs, which shouldn't be too hard, but can be kind of tricky at times. You just gotta fiddle with it, and then eventually it'll lock into place. Oh, there we go. All right. We now have those into place, and then you're going to take your 1/2 inch nut and try to get it in there, which can also be kind of tricky. This thing I've found to do at this point is take the ratchet or wrench that you're using, put the nut on it, if you can get it on there. Let's see, hold it on there, get it over it, and then start you at least one turn if you can. Because once you get a turn in it, you can get it going. Fighting. This may have been easier off the bike, to be honest with you. Because this does kind of, this is kind of pain in the butt. Oh, I thought I had it. All right, everyone, and that is how you install the Amazon bobber seat on a VTC 1100. Hope y'all have a good day, and I hope this video was somewhat helpful to y'all. So peace out.